Week, presented by Lowe's.
In what should be the jewel of Feast Week, we welcome you to the championship game of the 2014 Orlando Classic and a big early season clash between these two college basketball titans. Not a bad way to wrap up a tournament, you'd have to say. The 11th ranked Kansas Jayhawks about to take on number 20, the Michigan State Spartans, here from HP Fieldhouse in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Here's how they reached the title game. Now, the Jayhawks were tested by Tennessee in the semifinals. The Spartans had to battle with Marquette, but now we have the highly anticipated championship game that so many expected. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Orlando and ESPN's Wide World of Sports. Great to have you. I'm Dave O'Brien, along with the Hall of Famer Dick Vitale. Dick, the fans are ready, and these two outstanding coaches are ready to rock and roll, too.
Well, we just talked to both coaches. Both guys are tenacious battlers. They have two teams that are in a state of progress. They're looking for an evaluation to see where they are. Ultimately, I think they'll be both top 15 teams. They're feeling at each other, but there's no doubt both guys will ultimately be in the Hall of Fame. Tom Izzo and Bill Self.
Talking about awards now, vying for the MVP of the Orlando Classic is Perry Ellis of Kansas, just coming off an outstanding ball game, a double-double. He's been terrific here. He's been absolutely sensational. He'll be a factor on the interior. He'll be checked by Dawson, and he's going to be a factor down in the post. Very active. He's been aggressive. Had 24 in the last game and had 13 off the glass. He can score in a variety of ways. Very versatile, the little jump hook. He showed the jump shot, and now he's going to operate inside. He's got all his up and under moves, and they have to be very careful that Dawson doesn't get into foul trouble checking him. But Denzel Valentine of Michigan State has been right there with Ellis having a great tournament. He's averaging 22 points a game. He had 25, a career high, after topping his career high the night before at 19. The key with Mr. Valentine, though, he said, hey, I can't turn the rock over, man. He's been shooting the jumper really well, had 6 trifectas. I mean, he's been pulling up, knocking down the 3, but he said, unacceptable, I had 7 turnovers. I can't turn the ball over. And that'll be a key in this game, as it is in many games. Who can control the basketball, and will they be able to stop not only Ellis, but Alexander on the interior? That'll be a big question mark for the Spartans. Well, for Kansas, Frank Mason III may be the key quietly. He has had a very strong tournament. And off the bench, as Dickie B mentioned, Cliff Alexander, he has been really, really tough. And for Michigan State, the Spartans have a lot of terrific shooters. Valentine, Travis Trice, but Brandon Dawson, who's been getting over the flu, gets back in the starting lineup for Tom Izzo, ready to play a lot of minutes here today. Opening tip run away. Kansas has it. The Jayhawks against Michigan State. We expect a dandy. Hard play will really be big here. Mason and Selden have to really be outstanding on a perimeter for Kansas. Mason really distributing the ball exceptionally well. Mikhailuk, and a quick whistle here, and a foul just seconds in, and that personal will go against Landon Lucas of Kansas. Lucas gives him a physical presence on the interior. I think one of the real key matchups is going to be Trice on the perimeter. Can they match up and take away his 3? He can really shoot the rock. Can Michigan State, as Trice drives it here, continue to shoot the way they have in this tournament? They've made 24 out of 48 threes. Dawson got a good look, but can't connect. I think the good news there is Dawson being a little active and aggressive, which we have not seen because he's been under the weather with the flu. He came to Orlando with a temperature of 103. Here's Selden off the front of the iron. Big rebound by Ellis, and right back up and in. That's what he's been doing all night long here. He's been tremendous in Orlando. Really suffered big time, was embarrassed, actually, humiliated by the Kentucky Big 3 and their size inside. He's been a different player against a different field here. We'll see what he can do against Michigan State. Trice airborne. That rolls away. Rebound again, Ellis, working on the glass. Came in highly coveted out of high school several years ago. Has been going a little up and down. Played in the shadows of Wiggins and Embiid last year. Loves the spin move. Here he gets it back out to the freshman Mikhailuk from Ukraine, and he can shoot it, although he's been pulled out of the gate. A foul on the floor. Mikhailuk's got a lot of abilities. He can really handle the ball, shoot it.
It's a feeling out process. Look at him working on the inside. There's Ellis with a good offensive rebound, great inside position. You got to put a body on him. You got to find him.
Bill Self in his 12th year at Kansas. And since coming to Kansas, he's averaged nearly 30 wins a year with 10 consecutive Big 12 conference titles.
I think that'll get you a raise. I think that might get you a raise and an extension on your contract.
Yes, he got a huge ovation by this big Kansas crowd, and they really have turned out here in Orlando when he came onto the floor.
Well, what makes this game special, both coaches are not only phenomenal coaches, they're great guys. They're well-liked, well-respected in their communities.
Jayhawks coming in. Shooting the ball exceptionally well, and the foul as Mason went hard to the rack and picked up the foul as well.
You know, Mason is a slashing, driving kind of player, and we saw that right there. We did not see a good job defensively by Michigan State. Nobody rotated over to close off the driving angle, and he got right to the rack. You got to give help. People fail to realize in team defense, the key is the basketball. You got to adjust to the basketball. That's the one item that's going to hurt you. So if your teammate gets beat, you got to rotate over, Dave. You got to communicate. I got help. I got help.
Costello picked up the foul, the 6'9" junior, and a three-point play for Frank Mason at third, coming off 11 points and 7 assists against Tennessee. He's really been their motor.
He also did a good job rebounding for a little guard in that game as well.
Trice bouncing for Dawson.
Now right now, the matchup on the outside here, Mason and Trice, will be a good matchup.
Valentine coming off 25 points in the semifinal. Shot clock down to 10. Spin move by Dawson. Tough angle, but no, it will not fall. The little guard with another rebound.
There's that quickness of Mason running the ball up the floor.
Ellis straight on. Dawson with the rebound.
I'll tell you one thing, Dawson's a lot more active here today than we saw him the other day.
Valentine deep in the corner off a terrific fake. Buries the shot, a three-pointer.
He has been shooting the ball well. His dad told me the other night, Carlton, who coached him on a high school level, I got to get him to attack a little bit more and penetrate and not become a jump shooter exclusively.
Seldom. If Kyler thought about it, he'll get a little closer. Tapped away and a clean theft for Trice. He'll drive it. No whistle, no foul on the play. Seldom is a terrific D.
Great defense to make him walk through his shot right there. That was a tough shot he had to take.
Ellis again on the low block. Quick move into the lane, and he'll go to the line.
That's going to be a real dilemma here, trying to defend him down in that post. And most of all, they go to the foul line a lot. So you want to keep him off that line.
And lately they've been making those foul shots, and Valentine's been making everything. Foul went against Costello, by the way. That's his second.
Valentine really sets up well now in his jump shot, squares his body. They've been going to the line a lot, Kansas, and that's their aggressive driving game. They had a nightmarish performance, but you got to credit that to Kentucky. I mean, that was a game and a score that blew everybody away when you saw the score. 72-40 was unbelievable, but Kentucky's going to do that to a lot of people.
Kansas with a 7-3 lead in the early minutes here from Orlando. Dick Vitale, Dave O'Brien with you. Great to have you along on this Sunday afternoon. Outstanding matchup between two top 20s. Valentine launches long. Got it!
Wow, what a shootout, man. I don't blame him wanting to shoot the three the way he's shooting it, Dave. I see a smile on your face.
Well, they can't miss from three these days. The Spartans, this is a different offensive team than they're used to seeing maybe in Michigan State because there are so many who can score. There's Alexander. Feet got tied up a little bit. He misfired in close.
Two-man game, getting the ball inside to the type of Danny Alexander, who's been brilliant here. At 16 and 9, as you said earlier in that Tennessee game.
Mason with the foul. And a technical foul that will go against the Kansas bench.
There's that jump shot off the screen for Valentine. Little T-ball on that bench.
On Bill Self, a technical. He was upset with that call and the foul on Mason as he tried to slow down Travis Trice.
He's sending a message here early in the game. Hey, come on, guys. But I'll tell you this, Bill is not in a holiday spirit right now.
Valentine at the line, but that rattles out.
Both coaches are such fierce competitors, and that's why they're such winners. We got a good crew on the game here today, too. Hess, Jeff Clark, Roger Ayers.
Tied at 7. 16:25 to go here in the first half.
You know, both clubs going, as I said earlier, Dave, a feeling out process. They lost so much. Michigan State, you think about it, losing the likes of Harris, Appling, losing Payne. On the other side, Embiid and Wiggins, 2 of the top 3 picks in the draft.
Valentine to the baseline. Hit the deck. No whistle there. Mikhailuk to Selden. He slashes inside. Tied up by Clark and foul on the play.
They're going to go to the line a lot this year. And that's going to be a key component in their offensive set for Kansas. Attack, attack, attack. Let them foul us, and now let's convert at the free throw line.
Foul on Clark. The freshman to put Selden, the sophomore out of Roxbury, Massachusetts, to the line. Started every game as a freshman. Very strong shooting guard. And drops in the first one.
He also, according to Bill Self, told me that he's the best defensive player on the perimeter.
Had a 10.7 rebound game against Rhode Island. Their first game here in the tournament. He makes the pair.
Rhode Island's got a good basketball player by the name of Issei Matthews. He was my player of the week. Had a great game when they beat Nebraska, coached by Danny Hurley.
Trice. Williman will shoot it, or tried to. Nice defense there by Ellis, who made him alter that shot. Trice will lift. And too strong with the 3, and a foul against Michigan State.
Trice not happy with himself. Got an open look. He expects to make them all the time. I'm going to watch right here. There's the little jump shot. There's the offensive rebound. Ellis, he is so tough offensively on the glass. Now, Mr. Valentine says, hey, you got 2, but I'm going to get 3. And 3 is better than 2.
Exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Gildan. We make your favorite activewear, underwear, and socks. At Gildan, every thread counts. And AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Michigan State's Colby Wallenman with the foul right before the commercial break. Bill Self has already been teed off and teed up by this officiating crew. A technical foul against him in the opening minutes. Kansas on top 9-7. 2 Final Fours, won the championship in 08, 10 consecutive Big 12 regular season titles. And back for more. This is a deep Kansas team.
They're going to be a good basketball team once they get familiar with one another. Alexander develops. Oubre has got a lot of talent, hasn't seen a lot of minutes yet, but they see the flashes of greatness in practice. And the one thing about Bill Self, there was an article written by Gary Bedore, who follows Kansas, about the fact that patience, too many people are impatient. They want instant greatness out of these kids, and many a times it takes them a little time. They get blown away. Some of them rated so high in some of these pre-draft projections, top 10, top 5, and many of them don't even get a lot of playing time yet.
Alexander wants to get his shot in close, got an excellent look. And saved by Valentine right in front of his own bench. And here come the Spartans. Valentine looking for that MVP, but that's going to be an offensive foul on him.
Little push-off as he tried to attack. Key for a game, when you look at this game here, Michigan State, they got to find some opportunities and scoring situations for Trice. And right now, Mason has played him exceptionally tough.
Kansas coming in 4-1 with a closer than the final score suggests victory over Tennessee in the semifinal. They were locked up in a tie game at 62 before Kansas ran away with that one in the end. Alexander draws the foul and no basket as he was fouled before the shot.
I'll tell you one thing, it's going to be tough keeping him on a bench for a length of time because this guy's got ability. He's very athletic, very tough on the interior. And Tom Izzo said, hey, finishing number 2 doesn't help. But he was in a battle for Okafor, Michigan State, and in a battle also for Alexander, both products of the Chicago high school ranks.
Yeah, reportedly Michigan State right there with both of them. Alexander to shoot with 15:02 to go here in the first half. He's looked smooth at the line here. The freshman who won just about every major award and McDonald's All-American. 2014 Naismith National High School Player of the Year. Makes 1 of 2.
See, I think it's really great that they got to earn their playing time. They got to earn their playing time. You're not going to get playing time just because you have reputation or you're a McDonald's High School All-American. You got to come to practice every day and play with a sense of passion and pride, represent the jersey that you're wearing.
That's true of both of these programs.
Yep.
These two head coaches. Trice on the drive, the reverse, beautifully done.
I love that kid. I told you the other day, he's one of my favorite players. He doesn't get a lot of national publicity. Plays hard, makes shots, he drives, gives him a little leadership.
And quietly at 19 against Marquette. You like shooters, you like scorers.
I like guys who can make shots.
Yeah. Alexander, Mason, around the screen. Back to Selden. Good defense here by the Spartans. Selden will fire up a long one, but it comes out high to Forbes.
That's a good call, Dave. They did a great job defensively as a team. Put pressure on the ball.
Trice back up top for Forbes. Bryn Forbes playing with a broken bone in his left hand.
He can shoot the ball.
It's his non-shooting hand as it's popped out of play. It'll stay on this end.
Forbes, the guy's an outstanding three-point shooter. Played in high school with Valentine. Played for Denzel's father, Carlton, and won 2 state championships.
Last 4 games, he's 9 out of 18 from 3 since he went to a slightly smaller brace on that hand, the non-shooting hand.
That's his strength. The book says when you analyze and evaluate his game, good three-point shooter.
Valentine to check it in here for Michigan State. Forbes off the inbounds, drains it. That was smooth.
Just what we said. Excellent shooter, great execution, special situation, set a screen for your best shooter. That's a key also. Get shots from guys that can make shots.
Ellis wants it, spinning to the right, yes.
What confidence, he's going to have a big time year. No doubt one of the premier players in the low post in the Big 12 this year.
Kansas had trailed a total of 54 seconds in the tournament before trailing moments ago, since tied it. Another foul with 13:26 to go.
Carl Hess with the quick call up on the perimeter, a little contact, not going to allow it. Last year they were calling that quickly, and as the year faded, kept going on, the calls start fading in that area.
They did. Devontae Graham with his personal. Talented freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina.
They're very high on him. They think Bart, he had an injury early, set him back, but they think his quickness, he ultimately can be their point guard.
Shoulder injury, they do not expect that to linger too long into the season, but it does give him trouble time to time. You see Trice putting his hand on the forearm of Graham, saying keep away. It's an interesting battle developing between these two. Dawson, fade away. Banked it in. What a beautiful shot.
I'll tell you one thing. He was so big time in the Big Ten last year. Was the MVP. Led him to the championship. He was brilliant in the NCAA tournament before they lost to Connecticut, the ultimate champs.
Valentine slaps it away. Selden trying to defend, and he connects.
Nice defensive play by Valentine. Stepped in the passing lane. That's what they want out of him. They want more out of him than shooting jumpers. Hey, all the Spartan faithful, look at him jumping with John. They're going to go to, who's going to Disney World after this game?
Everybody.
Everybody. Kansas team went to Disney World the other day. Had a blast. They felt like the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Ellis in tight. No whistle there. He wanted a foul.
He should have got a foul. He got bumped on that play.
Valentine really cooking. And Dawson making an impact here as well.
What a great matchup. Ellis and Dawson trying to negate each other. Dawson trying to get the ball down inside.
Graham with the foul. Again trying to stop Trice from driving on that baseline.
We're going to take a look at Dawson right here. This was not an easy shot. There's the turnaround. I mean, Ellis did everything, made him shoot the ball over the top. And we're going to see the steal here by Valentine. Stepped in the lane. So you get 2 big plays out of Valentine and out of Dawson. Returning veteran players, experienced players contributing.
Denzel Valentine already with 9 points. Going head-to-head against Perry Ellis, at least in terms of who might win the MVP of this tournament.
Tell one thing, if you ask both guys, they want one thing, the team championship.
Ellis has 6 so far. Tum Tum nairn into the game. I know you like Tum Tum.
Yeah, Lou Rawls, man. I still love Lou Rawls. That's his first name. Great singer.
It's his actual first name. So Tum Tum going hard and draws the foul.
He's an attacker. He's a guy that gets to the rim.
Alexander with the personal foul. Play heating up here in the championship of the Orlando Classic. Michigan State with a 16-12 lead on Kansas. Dave O'Brien and Dick Vitale. You couldn't wait to get here today. Is it living up to it so far?
Absolutely. What a heated battle we have. Two teams really getting after it defensively. Stars making big plays. Ellis, Valentine. I mean, what more can you ask? Two Hall of Fame coaches. Tell your friends, man. Join us. Forget about the pigskin for a while. It's all about hoops right now. We got two elite programs playing here right now. Watch football later, like I'm going to do. Now watch basketball.
Kansas and Michigan State. And so far in the early going, it is Michigan State shooting very well, 54.5%. Kansas is 3 out of 10 from the field. Tum Tum Nairn will be at the line.
I see your look, Obi. I know you're excited about this. I think one of the keys early for Michigan State, keep Kansas off the free throw line. Since the Kentucky game, they have averaged 28 free throws per game. And right now, they've gone to the line 3 times. So they're doing a job trying to keep them away from being efficient at the free throw line.
Nairn hailing from Nassau, the Bahamas.
Just had the big battle in the Bahamas. Dan and Jay down there, and Wisconsin came out strong. Got Wisconsin Wednesday night. They played Duke. I'll be over in North Carolina for the Iowa game.
Lucas on the high post. Mikhailuk feeding Selden here on the wing. Selden with a long look. Here's Trice. 1-on-3 and draws the foul.
He drew the contact. Defense got back quickly. Selden's got to make some of those perimeter shots. They're a little inconsistent shooting the threes. You look at their numbers during the year. There's a little jump stop right here. Draws the contact with his body.
So Selden with the personal foul.
Trice is going to have a big year. Sorry, Obi. He's going to have a big year.
There's a co-captain. Had a career high 25 in their win over Navy, so got off to a very good start. 19 points against Marquette. Also had 6 rebounds and 7 assists in that game.
Tell you one thing, Tom Izzo was not a happy camper, even though he won that game because of the effort. He didn't feel his kids played typical Tom Izzo Michigan State basketball. Toughness, didn't play as hard as he would have liked. In fact, after the game, he told Steve Wojciechowski, the coach of Marquette, your kids played like my kids have played over my career. Hard, tough, tenacious, and you should be proud of their effort.
Little blood on Trice. That's the reason for the official stop and play. An 11-2 run, though, in the last 3:24 for Michigan State. Feast Week presented by Lowe's continues from Orlando. The third-place game on ESPN2 at 4. That's Tennessee and Marquette. That could be a terrific game. And then the fifth-place game, ESPNU at 6:30, Rhode Island and Georgia Tech, and that'll be it from Orlando. This is the championship game. Over the top, Lucas catched onto the other side of the iron for 2.
Did a great job posting up there, Lucas. Used his body really well. Got the ball, proper position. Himself really working that sideline.
Here's Valentine. Man, a foul away from the ball. This will go against Michigan State.
He's got that on Dawson on the inside.
So Dawson with the foul, the preseason All-American. Did play 28 minutes against Marquette. So starting to work his way back after that long fight with the flu.
Well, Tom Izzo told me today, he said, we cannot win unless Brandon Dawson is Brandon Dawson.
Mason trying to negotiate. Here's Selden, who's been cold early on.
Shooting the ball from the perimeter, it's a little up and down when you look at the Jayhawks.
This will go against Kansas, a foul underneath. So a lot of whistles off the ball here. That's on Landon Lucas, number 2.
There's a lot of contact on the inside. See right there, he's putting a good call for pushing with that right arm. That right arm, Carl Hess right on the call under the basket.
Trying to hold off Wallenman.
Wallenman was a walk-on, now under scholarship. Gave him some quality minutes in that first matchup when he got beat by Duke.
Valentine, nothing there.
He likes to pass the ball. That would upset him. He only had 2 assists in the game against Marquette.
And something wrong with the clock here. So Roger Ayers stops play. Clock had disappeared there. The shot clock had disappeared momentarily. They've got it at 16, 9:56 to go in the first half.
Bill Self said, I like the casual look, man. As one of you coaches dress like that every game. Put on the casual look instead of the shirt, the tie. I guess they're going to spend some of that cash they're making, man. They're making so much, they'll probably get the suits free, too.
Dawson off to Trice. Shot clock down to 5.
Tum looking to penetrate, drive. He wants to penetrate.
Off the fake, leans in, and got it to go.
Lets the bounce go his way.
And a whistle as well underneath.
Now Lucas, I believe, again.
So count the basket.
Got a push from Lucas.
Yep.
There's a little head fake, good ball fake, gets him free. Then up and under, and the bounce goes his way.
Actually going to get Jamari Traylor for that foul.
Was Traylor. Could have got either.
They went with Traylor. Dawson to the line.
Traylor trying to box out on Dawson.
Fouls have been piling up here all of a sudden in the last couple of minutes. Mason trying to penetrate.
They got to try to get the ball to Ellis a little more inside.
Lucas with a touch, back out for Selden. Mikhailuk follows his own miss on the baseline. Blocked from behind by Dawson.
Good defensive play by Dawson. You can see the skills of Mikhailuk.
Boy, look at him take it all the way through. Could not finish it.
Got a dunk. Got to finish that play, Obi.
Ellis commanding the ball on the block. That spin move has been golden for him.
He's got the great ball fake with that spin move, and then he goes right over that left shoulder exceptionally well.
Valentine quickly on the other end answers with a three-pointer.
And again, every time Ellis scores, he goes, you got a deuce, I'm getting 3. You got 2, I get 3. Don't have to go to Harvard to figure out 3's better than 2. A lot of excitement here, a lot of Spartan fans. We have a lot of Jayhawk fans. Over by Gaylord Palms, the hotel. So much fun.
You get your grandkids here as well playing in a baseball tournament. All sorts of tournaments here on the Disney properties at the Wide World of Sports.
It's a great facility, tremendous for young people. Disney, the magic of Mickey. Mickey was in the house here. Mickey smelled the spotlight. I was signing autographs. Mickey came. They said, forget you, guy. We want to go to Mickey.
Well, this is the largest lead for Michigan State, up 23-16 with 8:47 to go. You're right. Every time they need to answer, number 45, Mr. Valentine, seems to be beyond that three-point line and knocking it down.
He has made himself a terrific shooter. I thought he was a little inconsistent when you watched him last year, but he was sort of a guy playing in the shadows of guys like Harris, Appling, and Payne.
We talked to him after his 25-point game the other night, but all he wanted to talk about was his 7 turnovers. He said that's unacceptable. Now, of course, he is the son of a coach, and he's being coached by Tom Izzo, who wants perfection out of everybody.
And his coach says, I agree with him, unacceptable.
Ellis, yes.
That's acceptable. I'll tell you that. His play's acceptable. He has bounced back so strong because you wonder sometimes psychologically what it could have done to him after that humiliating performance against Kentucky, because he was an absolute no-show because of the defense of the Kentucky team.
It seems to have inspired him. Forbes thought about a 3 there. Approaching the 8-minute mark. An entertaining first half thus far. Schilling trying to get inside. Off a terrific fake, but no basket. Traveling.
He lifted that pivot with prior to releasing the ball. He did. That was a good call. I know they don't agree, but that was a good call. Made a good move, too. Strong move. Right there. He lifts it. Yeah, I believe that was a walk.
They got it right. The officiating has been really good throughout this tournament in Orlando. They haven't missed much. Here's Kelly Oubre underneath Alexander. He's having a really tough time in that paint so far in the first half. Valentine can't get this one as it's in and out.
And Zealous with another rebound. Alexander's got to go to the rack a little stronger.
Mikhailuk. Yes, all net.
He's going to be some kind of player. You ready for this? He should be a junior in high school. He's from Ukraine. Mikhailuk.
Just turned 17 in June.
Just turned 17. He's got a great, when we talk about potential and upside, he has it.
Clark gets an excellent look. Alexander snatching the rebound.
Alexander and Ellis give him two strong rebounders on the interior.
Ellis wants to fire. Short.
Too impatient right there. Should have a little more ball movement, a little player movement.
Tum with a leaner. That rolls away, and it's Ellis with another rebound.
He's going to have a big double-double today.
He has 5 rebounds already. Mason, tough shot. He made it.
That's what he does and does really well. Tom Izzo, look at him. He's not happy. Not happy defensively. Nobody rotated over. Mason gets to the rim. Too easy. And the Jayhawk fans are standing going wild behind me. They're so jubilant. It seems like we're over right now in Kansas instead of Orlando. Identify with Michigan State OB, Lacey Holsworth. Today would be her 9th birthday. Lost her life so early. I know Matt and Heather, we send our unbelievable happy birthday for you in terms of thinking about Lacey, and what a special young lady. She became so identified with the Michigan State program, and right now my goal is to raise $2 million in memory of the youngsters who were on that picture. You saw their photos there, who all lost their lives and were with me at our gala over the years. Lacey was with us 2 years ago. Her mom and dad, Heather and Matt, were with us last year as we gave a research grant in her name. It really breaks your heart. I mean, today would have been her 9th birthday. Kids should be out here in Disney World playing, having fun. So I beg you people, help us. You can make a donation. Our care at DickVitaleOnline.com goes through the V Foundation, which will go toward that $2 million. Or if you get my new book, you can definitely get an opportunity to help, because every dollar from my new book will go, that I would make, will go toward pediatric cancer.
Well done, as always. Under 7 to go here in the first half, and rolled in by Mason, and so now Kansas nudges back into the lead, 24-23.
It's going to be up and down game. It's going to be a real intense battle. Both clubs playing like a mid-season form. We're going to get after each other.
And plenty of contact in the lane as well. They're trying to shut that down on both sides, and a foul will go against Mikhailuk of Kansas, his first. So Forbes will be shooting 2 here. Brent Forbes, the junior from Lansing, transferred back to his hometown school after 2 years at Cleveland State. He was a high school teammate of Denzel Valentine.
Yeah, Denzel and he were tremendous in high school. Really tremendous high school players.
Spartans back in front by 1.
Back in 4. Tell your friends, man, this is going to be a good one.
Mason targeting Ellis again.
They want to get him one-on-one on the interior where he's so effective.
Mason with a long one. Off the back iron with a 3. Ellis tried to spin again. Spartans read it well that time. A scramble on the deck, and Michigan State has the possession arrow, but did they get a timeout on the Kansas side? They did.
Tell you one thing, you talk about hustle. Look at this. As soon as he spun, see, as soon as he spun, help came from the other side. Had a deflection.
Timeout. All part of Feast Week presented by Lowe's back at the Orlando Classic, the championship game.
Tell you one thing, Dave, you said a little bit earlier, it was amazing when you think about it. Kansas has won the outright or shared the Big 12 title 10 consecutive years. That's amazing. You know, everybody's talking Texas, and rightfully so. I like that Texas team. But you still got to go through Lawrence, Kansas. You got to go through there. I'll be there Friday night for the game against Florida. The Gators are a little bit right now searching for an identity, playing with some injured players.
Dawson with a quick hand, the theft, and stuffs it out.
Big time, Jam City. Brandon Dawson. He's a big-time performer.
Suddenly, he does not look so under the weather.
No, he's not under the weather right now. He may put Kansas under the weather. He's that good of a player. Very talented.
Mikhailuk on the baseline. The swing for Mason.
Trying to get good ball movement.
Ellis. Boy, that was in heavy traffic.
traffic, and he used the baseline really well where they don't get any help. He used that baseline exception. Good drop step, squares his body. Once he gets on the interior, he's so active.
12 points for Perry Ellis. Here's Dawson.
He wants to go right at him. He wants to go right at him. Never got his hand up. He got away with one right there, Ellis. Getting a little shot.
Price back underneath and a foul as Gavin Schilling, who got his first start of the season today, went in strong.
Take a look at Dawson right there. Deflection, the steal, cuts the defensive player off, and then he finishes. Flush City, baby. A little flush jam right there.
Ellis just picked up the foul. Schilling to the line. Schilling is 6'9", sophomore from Chicago, at a double-double against Santa Clara in a Michigan State victory.
Santa Clara had a win earlier today against Ryder, coached by Coach Keating, whose dad, Larry, is an associate athletic director at Kansas.
Michigan State by 3.
It's the way it's supposed to be. Two outstanding teams, shared some coaching with Izzo and certainly Self, and playing at a high level.
Ellis trying to drive it.
Good job defensively. Dawson took away the baseline.
Mikhailiuk wants the jumper. That missed badly. Snatched away by Alexander. A lot of contact. He draws the foul. Boy, when he gets his feet planted, he is tough to move.
Well, he was in great rebound position down there in the offside. Did a great job sealing off and getting that offensive rebound.
Fouled by Dawson, number 1 on Brandon Dawson. Alexander had 16 points and 3 thunderous dunks against Tennessee.
Had 9 rebounds as well. And they needed him. It was a 62-62 game, as you said earlier. Got to convert on a free throw line, but needs a little better rotation.
Selden coming back on for Mikhailiuk. So far, Alexander has scored just 1 point today. He makes the second.
Nice follow through right there. Good touch. He's going to be an active, very productive player for Kansas.
There's some thought, too, that when he gets in even better shape, they'd like to see him really upgrade the fitness level. He could be an absolute monster.
Well, they'll certainly help him. They got the kind of staff that can help him in that direction.
Dawson in the lane. Likes that jump shot, but too strong.
Got a little more arc on that shot. Too much line drive. He's had 3 opportunities in that 3-second area. He normally converts that.
Ellis is once again on his way to a double-double. He got that rebound. He has 6. And a holding foul with 4:31 to go in the half. For the ACC Big Ten Challenge coming your way on Tuesday night, 7:30. Double threat. Rakeem Christmas leads the Orange against the Wolverines, and then it's the Buckeyes, one of the nation's most efficient teams, taking on the Cardinals. It'll be the ACC Big Ten Challenge Tuesday at 7:30 on ESPN.
I think Ohio State's a team a lot of people aren't talking about. Very dangerous team there, taking on Louisville. Harrell's certainly one of my first-team All-American picks. Off to a great start for Rick Pitino, who won his 700th game the other day.
Ellis. That one kicked out. 2-point lead for the Spartans.
Kansas so big this year, especially since the Kentucky game. Getting to the free throw line. Averaging 28 free throw attempts.
Price looking for Forbes to get out of there. Valentine. Here's Clark Jr. to drive it. Blocked by Alexander.
Nice defensive play rotating over by Alexander.
They give back in heavy traffic, and Oubre could not hit. He lost the handle on it. Price right down the middle. Fouled by Ellis. He'll be at the line.
Tell you one thing, he can get to the rim when you look at Trice.
Number 2 on Ellis. Back to the block.
We're going to watch this right here. Thou shalt not enter thy lane, Mr. Alexander says. Get it out of here, baby. Get it out of here.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. And Pert Plus, in, out, done. Don't be an animal, use Pert Plus.
Has occasionally been one of the better games of the early part of the season That Texas-UConn game, they've had some barn burners. Look at our game summary so far. Ellis with 12 and 5. Valentine has 12. He's made all 3 of his threes.
I'll tell you one thing that's really impressive. Michigan State's done a great job shooting the 3. Not only this afternoon, they did it the other night when we were here, made 12 threes in that game. So defensively on the perimeter, Kansas got to step it up and try and take away the threes, especially from guys like Valentine and Trice.
Well, Trice, a guy who could really stick that 3. He was 3rd in the Big Ten in three-point accuracy last year. Schilling on, Clark off for Tom Izzo. And another one coming for Trice, the senior. Spartans won 29 games last year, finished 2nd in the Big Ten, and made it all the way to the Elite 8 of the NCAA tournament before they bowed out.
Connecticut at the end of the game was unbelievable making free throws. They went 21 for 22. Kansas got a little shock city in the NCAA last year from Stanford, Johnny Dawkins.
Quick step to the right, Traylor. Nice move off the window.
Jabari Traylor, an athlete, a guy that's been in a uniform a couple of years, comes off the bench, positive minutes, can be active on the glass defensively as well.
And off to a slow start. He only played 12 minutes against Tennessee.
Gives him some size.
Valentine finds Trice out high, and he'll set it up as we approach the 3-minute mark here in Orlando in the first half. Wallerman, nice pass on the baseline. Schilling had to alter that, got it back. The second time he knocks it in.
What a great second effort by Schilling to stay with it and go up the second time. Nice little look by Costello getting the ball inside.
Selden's jump shot. He's just been off target. Very cold hand early. Slapped away from Alexander. He follows that miss. Right back up strong and a foul. As he goes down.
He is working on the inside. When that ball goes up in the glass, that's not a place for anybody weak, man. You better be able to lace him up and come to play.
He likes it in there.
Yes, he does. I'd like it too if I had a body like that. Instead, I got a body by Linguini.
Foul on Valentine, his second. So Alexander will shoot with 2:41 left in the half.
He's got to take Alexander out right now. 2:41 on the clock. Dawson's got 2 and Valentine's got 2. That was a nightmare for him in game 1 against Duke. Played without some key people. That was a tight game with 12 minutes to go.
Valentine coming out. And so is Kelly Oubre for the Jayhawks.
They really feel Oubre is going to be a heck of a player. Just a matter of time. He finds himself, gets some confidence. Came in so highly acclaimed.
But Bill Self has said it about Oubre. He's going to be a great college player, he thinks, but his best basketball may be beyond college.
Wow. That's pretty good assessment.
Alexander connects.
I mean, they got a nice looking freshman class.
KU 9 out of 14 at the line.
They get to the line. They're a driving, slashing team. And a good post ability as well inside.
Shovel pass, Schilling. He commits the foul.
Carl Hess right down there in the call. He said he was backing in. And that's one of the areas that every year you read in the rule book, you're going to put emphasis on post play. And you're not going to be able to see right down here. He's going to back in. He's going to back in on it. And once he does that, look at Carl Hess. Carl Hess says, look, using that butt in there, man, backing in on him. I'm not going to allow it.
Selden gives up the dribble. Here's Traylor. Swung the pass under to Alexander. He gives it away almost. Here comes Traylor's shot. Made it! And he'll go to the line. Well, that was a relentless possession by Kansas.
Really a great job. But Selden made a terrific pass. Great feel, instincts for the game. Selden found his teammate inside. You watch this play right here. Now watch when Selden comes up with the ball. Watch this. There it is. See that little dish? Terrific look by Selden. Unselfish basketball, trademark of both these teams.
Solomon's third foul. Minute 59 before the break. Kansas looking to tie. Green with the rebound. Got a lucky bounce.
He can shoot the ball, Green. They got to worry about him coming off the bench. He'll give them some point production from the perimeter.
Selden baseline. And he'll turn it over. That's their sixth turnover in this one, Dick.
Trying to buy some time with the fact that Valentine and Dawson are out of the game.
So Michigan State clinging to a 1-point advantage.
Trying to manage the clock a little bit. Look for a good shot, spread the court.
Forbes deep in the corner. Shot clock now down to 11 for the Spartans.
Got the ball in the right guy's hands, so makes some things happen.
Forbes to drive. Shot clock down to 5. Trice. Got it.
Got the right guy to shoot it. Ultimately got the right guy to shoot the ball. Used the whole shot clock. They were trying to take some time off the clock. The 2 stars on the sideline.
Don't be shocked that Michigan State leads the Big Ten in three-point accuracy. Here's Green off the bench, well short. Trice snatching the rebound, wants to push the tempo here. Has a 3-on-2. Forbes with a jumper. That's not going to fall. Big rebound, however, by Michigan State, and a whistle will go the other way. And it's going to be a timeout. Michigan State. Michigan State got the timeout with 49.9 seconds to go. Now back to Trice.
Watch Trice now going to use the baseline. Curls, wants a curl move, catches the ball. Nice ball fake. Creates the space. Young kids, try to create space for your shot. Use that ball fake, head fake. Create some space on that first step so you can square your body and shoot the basketball.
33 on the shot clock here. And Michigan State with a 3-point lead as we close in on halftime. Well, Monday night, Ryan Tannehill takes on the Jets. It's an AFC East matchup. The Dolphins and the Jets Monday night at 8:15. On ESPN, no other night is Monday night. Dolphins and the Jets.
Jets real struggle city. Unbelievable what they've been struggling at things to run.
Now it's 36-32 with 49.9 on the clock.
4-point lead. Michigan State possession here. Give you a little momentum. You can score here.
Tum there and off to Forbes.
They run a little weave up on top. Try to take some time off that clock. Ultimately, they like Trice to shoot the ball.
Wallenman with a good look, but it missed ugly.
Not the guy you want to shoot at the end of the time situation. Understanding people on the floor. Know the strengths and weaknesses of your teammates. Getting the ball in the right hands. That's been a trademark of both these clubs. Why they've won over the years. Look at Thomas working that sideline. Look at him. Little Barishnikov in shorts. He's running around. He's doing a dance. He's saying, look, condense. Close the middle off.
Mikhailuk could dribble down. Heaves it up there. Got it, a three-pointer at the buzzer.
Mikhailuk with the big three. And that Ukraine youngster is going to be a heck of a player. Very skilled, very talented, and he's so young. He's a baby, just turned 17.
What a way to end the first half. Speed Mikhailuk, the freshman, sticks the 3 at the buzzer as we send it to Steve Weissman and Seth Greenberg on the Mazda halftime report. Gentlemen.
Presented by Lowe's.
We are 20 minutes away from crowning a champion here in Orlando. Michigan State with a 1-point lead over Kansas. As we get set for the second half, Dave O'Brien and Dick Vitale with you. And Dickie, it seems like a lot of the Jayhawks defensive pressure is centered on Travis Trice.
Well, it should be because he's such an outstanding shooter. And they've done a great job. They're trying to defend, keep away the look for the 3. Played him real tight. You watch him go to the basket in this situation. Here it is right now. Going to drive. Good reverse layup. And on the perimeter, Mason staying in front of him, get over the screen, get a little help right there, then recover. And they're trying to keep away any look from that three-point line. Here it is, challenge him. Mason really welcoming the challenge against his talented player. On the interior, Perry Ellis, he's so effective inside. Here he is working on the offensive boards, very active. He's been dominant in this tournament. Now watch that little reverse. Has that great spin move, the little jump hook, laying it off the glass. Screen, rolls, steps back from the screen, knocks down the jumper. Ellis with 12, Trice with 8. Valentine got himself in a little foul trouble. So did Dawson. At the last 3-4 minutes, they were on the sideline with the back of the floor.
I thought fouls were a big narrative in the first half. There were 25 fouls called and 28 foul shots. You'd like to see that decrease in the second 20.
Well, the situation is they're trying to get their hands off the players and the refs early in the season. I think that stuff begins to fade as the season progresses. I think messages are sent loud and clear. We don't want contact. It's basketball. It's not football.
Trice gets an open look right away, but can't drain that. Dawson high up for the rebound. Tried to return it. Guess who? Alexander with another block.
Excellent job of rotating over by Alexander to give help on Dawson.
Backdoor cut and right out of the hands of Mikhailuk, who hit that three to end the first half and did some dancing.
We're going to watch the block shot. Had the great angle for the block shot, the diaper dandy. He is going to be special. I don't think there's any doubt whatsoever. And so is Mikhailuk. Svi has that special talent. I spoke to the columnist out in Lawrence, Tom Keegan, and he was so unbelievably positive about talking about his future.
Sviatoslav Mikhailuk. We go with Svi because his teammates do. There's a nice looking hook by Dawson.
So much more active today than what you and I saw against Marquette. Dawson.
Seems healthier, brighter, feeling a lot better after that bout with the flu. That was pretty nasty. He has 6 points.
He had 103 temperature.
Ellis gets a touch. They'll swing for Selden, who had a cold first half. Alexander swings it back out. Shot clock down to 7. Nice spin, but Ellis can't connect. Rebound, though.
Kansas shot 2 for 10 from the three. Three-point shot has been big for Michigan State. They got some weapons shooting the three with Trice, Forbes, and Valentine. You got to really match up and play them tough. And that should allow for some space inside for Dawson.
It gets into Dawson to the left hand.
He's all around the basket all afternoon, but they're not falling. Not completing plays.
And tantalizing shots rolling off the iron time and again.
17 years old. It's unbelievable, this kid. He's 17 years of age and just turned 17, Obi. I mean, he's only got me by 58 years. Wow, what I would do to be 17.
And with that kind of talent.
Yeah, I was 17 with no talent.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. No, you tell the truth.
Michigan State by 1. Forbes will back it away, but the shot clock down to 9 now for the Spartans.
Once the screen up on top, you step out. Good job of hedging.
Trice around and out.
I was bothered by Alexander. His size bothered Trice, trying to shoot over the top of him.
Selden on the attack. He's going to get fouled. He's also had a frustrating day shooting it. You can read it on his face, but he will be at the line. Back to Svi.
We're going to watch Svi right now. There he is right now with one-on-one move, gets the screen, uses it well, and uses the left hand exceptionally well.
Mikhailuk plays on the Lithuanian national team. Excellent athlete. And you got to believe, as you mentioned a couple times, his age, 17, he's just going to get stronger and stronger the more he gets into that weight room.
Absolutely. Physically, they'll certainly develop him. Weight training programs. By the way, Kansas is looking for a football coach. I got a guy for him. Will they listen to me? I got a guy for him as a football coach. He can really generate some interest, has some Big 12 experience. He's available, and I'm telling you, the next stop, he's going to be a big success. Will Muschamp. Will Muschamp. Call him. Call him up. Get him down again.
Done in Florida, of course. Nebraska's looking for a new head coach, too.
I saw that.
First lead since it was 24-23 in the first half. Kansas on top 39-38. They've got some momentum all of a sudden.
You got to watch out if you're Michigan State shooting too many perimeter shots. They want to go inside to their tandem with Alexander and Ellis.
Alexander with the foul. Personal on him. The offensive on the 6'8 freshman. That's number 2.
Trying to be aggressive on the inside. Going to watch him locking on a post inside. I watch him right there. Is there any doubt? I mean, I got one eye, and my eye's blind on the left, and I still can see that. Foul
as Costello went sprawling. He'll set the screen here for Forbes.
Playing the screen is so difficult. With all the different options that are out there today.
Clark. Denied on the baseline by Alexander. He can defend, too. Valentine. One-hander. That didn't touch anything.
He's trying to penetrate, get in the lane.
Kyler trying to handle, but a foul against Michigan State. 16-14 left.
I think you're going to see kids like Oubre and Harlick as the season progresses. Alexander get better and better. And those Rock Chalk Jayhawk fans are going to be chanting. I love that chant. When you go there, I'm going to be there Friday when they play Florida. Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
That'll make the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
I don't have no hair.
Foul win against Forbes. Ellis up top. Frank Mason's had a very good tournament here. Very steady, which is what Bill Self is looking for. The entry for Ellis, that great spin for 2.
He is so effective inside. Once he gets the ball in deep, you got to try to keep that ball away from him. He's going to need Dawson on the floor. They need Dawson inside to play in.
The move all through this tournament has been so tough to stop.
Well, he fakes really well. He gets you to lean one way and then drop steps exceptionally well back the other way.
Valentine's been quiet so far. Here's Clark.
I think they're going too exclusive shooting threes. They got to get a little more inside attack. Work from inside to outside.
Well, they made 5 out of 8 in the first half, but they've cooled off in the second early on anyway. 0 for 4. Michigan State from three-point land since the break.
He wants to get the ball to Ellis. Take advantage of his experience on Clark. Oh, see, shot made him shooting from the perimeter.
Barely nicked the iron there. So a break for the Spartans. They are trailing 41-38. Clark to drive off the window.
Too hard.
Mason.
He pushes that ball up quickly.
Mikhailov fires quickly.
They're taking away looks from Valentine. They're trying to take away his look.
Well, Clark is shooting everything in sight, isn't he?
Yeah, I think too much. I really do.
Mason, the look away, the drive, and he'll go to the line.
I agree with you, Dave. I think that Clark is shooting the ball a little too soon, a little too quick. He's not being patient enough.
Well, Kansas bringing a lot of fans here to Orlando and lumping the Hall of Famer Dick Vitale pregame. Well, terrific finish there. You know, Texas and UConn always seem to play those barn burners like that.
They really do. And I tell you one thing, Jonathan Holmes, I was telling you, he's one of the most underrated players nationally on the level of national. I love his play. I had him earlier this year in Madison Square Garden. That's a big win for Texas. I'll tell you why it's a big win. It's on the road, and they're playing without one of their key players, Taylor. Isaiah Taylor is a terrific point guard and so vital to their team. When they get him back, they're going to be much, much better.
Key development here, Denzel Valentine, who has been the man.
3.
His 3rd foul moments ago to put Mason to the line. So we'll see how he plays with the weight of 3 personals. And now Kansas opening it up a bit, 43-38.
And he's got to play him. I don't think there's any doubt whatsoever. He's got to play him with 3, down 5. If it was reversed, they were +5. I think you'd see him on the sideline.
14:24 left here in Orlando, the championship game of the Orlando Classic.
See, here's where Dawson's got to step up. Your veteran player's got to step up and make a big play.
Took a little contact. He missed off the backboard.
Not shooting the ball well the last 3 minutes, Michigan State. Let's see again. Kansas has been capitalizing.
Over the top. Lucas got good position and drills in two.
I'll tell you, that's another positive. They got three guys that can rotate on the interior. Lucas, certainly Ellis, and certainly Alexander.
Lucas 6'10". This is the largest lead on a 10-0 run for the Jayhawks.
This is a big possession right here, Michigan State. They got to come up with a score. Right now, they got to get a score. They're struggling offensively here.
Trice, no. Rebound tip to Lucas. So everything right now going Kansas way, and they are capitalizing on all the Michigan State misses.
Giving them one shot as well. I would drive right at Valentine. He'll play passive with 3 fouls.
Mason got a little too creative there. Here's Trice in transition, shovels to Valentine for 2, and finally they break through.
A terrific run right out. Great run out by Valentine, hustling to get up the court. Trice with the delivery. The 2 veteran players come up with a big deuce. See, right now, I'd bring the ball. Attack right now off the bounce like he's doing right there against Valentine.
Selden did it, but he can't connect. Rebound cradled by Costello.
That was good cerebral basketball right there with 3 fouls.
Dawson beat everybody, but again he couldn't hit the bunny.
Not able to finalize. It was a tough shot for him. He changed from the right to the left hand. And he's got to make some of those around that basket.
He's 3 for 12 shooting it.
That's 25%, man. 3 in the 3, 1, 3 in the 12, 4. 1/4.
Pass popped up out of play off of Michigan State with 13 on the shot clock.
Trying to make plays that aren't there. Right here now, see, switches to the left hand. Comes up empty. Defensive hustle, though. You got to credit Kansas not quitting on it. Defensive transition, so important in college basketball, or any level of basketball. Minimizing the number of 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, 1-on-1s, 1-on-0s. You got to be able to get back.
Frank Mason takes a break, and Devontae Graham, the freshman, back in to run the point.
He's quick. Got good penetration ability. Going to Raleigh, North Carolina.
Selden way downtown. And Costello with a nice save in the corner. So Spartans trying to cut in. Trailing by 5. Trice attacking. Forbes out of the corner.
Yeah, Trice can turn on. Let's speed.
Under 12 to play. The dipsy-do. What a shot there by Forbes. All sorts of English on that.
Fantastic baseline drive. The reverse layup. Great English to get it to fall. And right back here again.
Alexander and Ellis ready to report back in for Bill Self. Graham harassed by Dawson. Lucas on a low block. Into Costello. Lost the handle. Bats it back out to Graham, who takes a peek at the shot clock down to 10. The spin on the drive. And that's in and out. Boy, that was in the cylinder.
He did a terrific job. They're running out in transition.
Trice can't connect. Green with the rebound.
What a great job, though, hustling back defensively by the Jayhawks.
Selden goes right into the paint. Misses his own. And then it's up and in by Lucas.
Lucas hanging around the basket with his size. Physicality comes up with the conversion. I mean, they're battling out here, man. They are battling. Both clubs playing with a lot of intensity, a lot of passion.
Lucas with 6 off the bench. He's been very effective.
I like watching people that play with a lot of passion and feeling.
Nairn out of play, and who is it off of? It'll stay on this end. Michigan State will have it with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Kansas with a 5-point lead in the Orlando Classic championship game. Today, 4,842, biggest crowd to ever see a game in this Classic.
Well, I don't blame them. You got 2 elite programs playing really hard, not disappointing anyone. You know, coming into this game here in the first 2 games in this tournament, Michigan State was shooting from the 3, 24 for 48. Today, Kansas has done a great job on a perimeter trying to take that away. Valentine not getting as many looks at the open 3.
A highly anticipated final. It has come to pass. Michigan State and Kansas. 2 giants in college hoops as Trice got it up there, drew the foul, and he'll be shooting with 10.5 to go.
And he got the foul because of the ball fake. As soon as he threw that ball fake, the defense reacted. I was working with my grandkids in the backyard the other day. Ball fakes, head fakes. You hit that first step.
Well, you hear Bob Knight talk about it all the time as Trice is at the line here. 3 fouls on Graham. So he's in some trouble.
Well, they got guys that can play there in terms of Mason, etc. So, I mean, Graham is a key player and eventually will be. He's got a great stroke. He really has a beautiful stroke, the way he releases the ball.
They got to wonder what's happened to the Spartans' three-point shooting. They hit 5 of their first 7. They have missed their last 6.
And the reason the defense started to tighten up early in the game, Valentine was getting open looks.
Mikhailuk, on target with a 3. What a great touch he had.
He's going to be a great player. I just put up on Twitter during the break. I said this kid is going to be a dominant PT peer eventually in the Kansas uniform. He's just got things you can't teach. Has good instincts, good feel. He's got size, and he's got youth.
Spee for 3. Mr. Schilling rolling to the basket and tomahawking one down.
Schilling with a power drive, power layup on the baseline. Big 12, Big 10, hook it up. Happened out in the Bahamas. The Big 10 left with the W. Wisconsin over Oklahoma. I think Speed is like a coming out party for him today. Really stepping up. It's going to increase his PT playing time. Getting good ball movement. Look at him getting past, go away.
In for Alexander to the left hand. That missed. Trice collects on the rebound.
Alexander and Dawson have gotten good position inside, but have come up short.
Off the window, won't drop for Trice. They've missed a lot of layups and shots close in, haven't they?
Well, Dawson has really been ineffective around the basket.
Ellis harassed, no foul. Alexander can't get it to fall.
Look at that toughness inside. Almost finally got fouled. Third effort, just battling and battling and battling, scrapping, clawing.
Alexander 0 for 5.
Look at Schilling right now on the baseline. Nobody there. There's the jam, power layup. See, defense got to step up. They allow him to go right to the goal.
Third foul on Dawson. So Ellis is shooting. 4-point lead for Kansas. Frank Mason will come back on, and Green and Graham will step off.
Green and Graham are guys certainly going to contribute. Graham's had some injuries.
Ellis had missed 3 in a row before hitting that one.
Play the free throw line, always big when you have these close games. Converting at the end of the game, special situations.
Trice with a jumper, and that won't fall. Those threes just aren't going down all of a sudden for the Spartans.
Last 2 games, they went down at a rate of 50%.
Yep, 24 out of 48. Ellis to his right.
He loves spinning off that left shoulder.
Five-point deficit for the Spartans. Nairn at the point. Here's Trice.
Playing without Valentine and Dawson right now on the sideline. Chance for Kansas to open up.
Valentine has 3 fouls. Tum-Tum Nairn. Shot clock down to 13.
Can't play with the ball too much on the perimeter. He wants to get it over to Trice. Got to attack. Got to go north-south.
5 to shoot it. He's going to get a shot in the air here. Here's Nairn. Just in front of the shot clock. They get a fresh shot clock here.
And the reason they get a fresh shot clock, nobody puts a body on a player. He shoots the ball and nobody puts a body on him.
The kick for Nairn, short jumper. Nothing falling right now for Michigan State. Trice, that won't drop. There's a lid on that basket.
You know, Tum-Tum's an excellent penetrator, but you got to reverse that. Tum-Tum's got to penetrate and get the ball to Trice for the shot. Trice penetrating, getting the ball for Tum-Tum, and that's not his strength, shooting the perimeter shot.
Mason back in the game underneath Alexander, and he'll go to the line. Oh, he's so strong.
He's very strong, but also was created by the driving ability. I believe that was Mason on that drive to the goal and dished the rock off to Alexander.
4th foul on Gavin Schilling on that play. And a timeout.
Big turnaround, big turnaround. Instead of having the deuce on the other end, it comes back this way. Could be a 5-point turnaround.
His mom delighted. Michigan State has missed 10 in a row.
They lost that game to Butler. I'll be there Wednesday. We'll be there for that game, John Saunders and I, as they take on Iowa.
Alexander at the line, wrapping up a 3-point play, and this is the largest lead today for Kansas. Let's see who Michigan State turns to because they can't make a shot. 0 for their last 10. Valentine back in. He has 3 fouls. So does Dawson.
They're really matching up on Valentine. They're taking away the look of the 3. He may have to put the ball on the floor and go to the goal.
Costello up and over, and up for 2 over Alexander.
Nice entry right there to Costello. Veteran player, scores in the 3-second area. They're going to come up with some defensive stops here.
Under 7 to play in the championship game in Orlando.
See, and right now, if you're Kansas, you want to make sure the right guy shoot the ball. And this guy's the right guy.
Ellis sticks it.
He's the right guy. Go to your #1 option.
May well be on his way to the most valuable player honor of this tournament. He has 17 points. Jump shot by Costello and on net. He's hit 2 in a row.
All of a sudden, Costello steps up, gives him some offense. Wide open.
(56-50). Tipped out of play by Valentine. Kansas will keep it with 18 to shoot. Jayhawks looking for their 5th win of the season at 4-1. Michigan State 5-1.
Both lost the same night, same building. One lost to Duke, the other one lost to Kentucky.
Mikhailov, Alexander, here's Mason.
Conlon passes the ball really well.
He does.
He really snaps that ball, good chest pass.
Selden may have forced that shot. Rebound tipped up and controlled by Michigan State.
Selden really having a tough time shooting the rock here this afternoon. See, right now you got to demand the ball. If you're Valentine, here comes Dawson off the bench. Now, you got to demand the ball. Nice pass. That's what he does well. Oh, a little slow releasing it.
Selden with the block.
Great look by Valentine.
Forbes has it. 5.5 left. And a whistle way away from the basketball. I've seen this many times in this game, particularly in the first half where there were 25 fouls.
I think they're determined to try and clean up post play inside, so they're really watching that action away from the ball. And they're blowing that whistle so many times. You know, a lot of Zebras concentrate on the ball, don't see the action away.
It's 3 on Alexander, so he goes to the bench. Wayne Selden, by the way, is 0 for 9 shooting it, but Kansas has a 6-point lead.
Said he's been struggling shooting. I didn't realize he was 0 for 9.
Valentine on the wing.
He's trying to get Forbes open for a 3. He can stroke it, get him a screen.
Valentine has been cool here in the second half. He's open, long one, and he can't stick it.
And get the bounce. If Michigan State's to leave here with a W, number 22 has to take charge here in the last 5 minutes of this game. Dawson, he's going to want the ball, demand it inside, and make plays. He's that talented.
He has 3 fouls, but he can't worry about that now with under 5 to play.
No, just got to play. Can't be wide open.
Traylor got a great look. They let him shoot it. He can't drain it.
Now, right now, I'd get some touches inside the Dawson. I'd get his hands on the ball.
Selden slaps from behind, and he commits the foul. He didn't think so, but the personal will be his 2nd. Feast Week presented by Lowe's from the Orlando Classic continues today. First, the 3rd place game on ESPN2. That's coming up at 4. Tennessee and Marquette. Then the 5th place game on ESPNU at 6:30. Rhode Island and Georgia Tech. This is the title match. This is the one everyone has wanted to see since they got to Orlando. Price dishes. Costello threw it away in the lane, though.
He telegraphed that pass. I mean, so telegraphed.
Selden and a foul, and again he couldn't make the shot.
It was a tough shot, though. He had a bad angle there on that drive. Now he's going to convert it to free throw line.
Foul on Nairn, his 2nd.
Michigan State really not effective offensively in a half-court game right here in the last 5-6 minutes.
So Wayne Selden at the line, the 6'5" sophomore. Really been in a shooting slump since the first game of the season for Kansas. They have survived it today as he knocks in a foul shot, at least so far, and they have a 7-point lead. .424 to go in Orlando. 1 of 2 for Selden. Big rebound by Traylor.
Just out hustling right there. Pure hustle, pure aggressiveness. You don't see that usually out of a Spartan team. Being passive, you're down right now, 7. You got to lock them up.
Well, the Kansas fans have turned out in great numbers. For the most part, they're the reason we've had an attendance record today. They're on their feet. Mason got airborne. Selden fires underneath and threw it away. He's had a tough day. Trice out in front, went for a stop and he couldn't do it.
Another one. How many of those have happened here today? Missing layups on the inside. You can see the frustration out of him right there.
The kick. Ellis, who already has a double-double, a whistle here.
Got on Dawson, I believe.
So we'll go back to the missed dunk. Missed opportunities for Spartans.
Here it is. You got to make this layup. Jams gets the back of the rim. It's Brick City. He looked like me jumping up there trying to jam.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Scion. For the driven. Scion, what moves you? And Burger King's 2 for $5 menu. Mix and match 2 large premium sandwiches for just $5.
Orlando Classic, all the teams competing here in Orlando. Listed on that. You like the trophy?
I like that trophy. Wow, I'd like to have that trophy on my trophy case.
Let's take a look at today's performance run of the game, brought to you by Royal Purple, the MVP candidates of the tournament. And certainly Perry Ellis and Denzel Valentine are playing very well today. Ellis a little out in front.
Well, Ellis has had a double-double again. 17 points, I believe. How many rebounds he got? He's double figures of rebounds.
10 rebounds.
Well, 10 rebounds. On the other side, you talk about Valentine. Got himself a little bit of foul trouble. Made some threes early in the game. Has been quiet since. Michigan State needs a spurt somehow here. They got to get a spurt.
And not shooting it at all, Dick. We've showed you all the misses from close range. They're 6 for 28. 21% shooting in the second half.
Yeah, you know, that's tough to beat a good basketball team shooting the rock like that. You know, Kansas leads the nation. I don't know if you noticed, Dave, or not, in 20-game win seasons. 25 consecutive years, followed by Duke at 18, Syracuse 17, and the Zags and Gonzaga 17. Well, I can't wait to see. I'm going to see him against UCLA.
Right before the timeout, you picked up on a Dawson with his 4th foul.
He's got to flash for the ball and want the ball. You got to demand the ball, Dawson. You got to want it.
Rice. Costello, they moving well. Dawson for 2.
He's got to get his hands on the ball a little bit more and want the basketball. You're down to the last 3 minutes. You're down 5. See, right now with 4 fouls, I'd go right to Ellis. He's got 4 fouls, Dawson. I'd slide inside the post. Want the ball.
Mikhailuk around the screen. That won't fall. Michigan State to run. Forbes nearly traveled with it. Valentine.
Oh, lost control. Turnover.
There's Mason on Trice.
Big turnover. 4-point turnaround right there. He had 7, he said, unacceptable. I'm sure that one's unacceptable.
Frank Mason with a quiet 14 points. Another good effort from him today.
Especially defensively.
Timeout, Michigan State.
He's done a real good job against Trice.
Timeout on the floor. Kansas up by 7 in the title match. ESPN WWOS.com.
Tell you one thing, we had one family unbelievable time at Disney World last year. We shot a commercial for Disney, and it was great. My whole family, my grandkids, Kevin Young and the people, I can't thank them enough for including us. A great place. Makes you act like 8 years old.
We've had a wonderful stay here. The champion about to be crowned here in the next couple of minutes.
They better get a deuce right here in this possession.
He's kind of stumbling into the lane, but fouled there with 2:14 left.
He really attacks the rim. He's not afraid to draw contact. He explodes. You're Kansas. You don't want to stop the clock. You're a commanding lead. They get the ball back. You got to watch on the free throw line. Guys like Mason's very good. So is Ellis. And Selden, though not shooting the ball well today, has been good at the free throw line today.
Has made 5 out of 6. Trice has 2. That foul went against Ellis, his 3rd. So the senior at the line. They cannot afford that.
That's a little fatigue right there. You shoot with your legs as well as you do. Shooting the ball is Tom Izzo. What a record he has had. Incredible. His 20th year. He's had 6 Final Four appearances, a national championship team. Coached under Judd Heathcote, who won that title in '79. A game that really highlighted and kicked off college basketball on TV.
Against Larry Bird, the game of games, yeah.
Yeah, Bird and Magic. I told you once, I'll tell you again, my favorite player of all time, Magic Johnson. Not saying, better than Jordan, my favorite. He did it all. He did it all. Leadership ability, played any position.
A point guard at that size, though, that's unfair.
Unfair.
To have that kind of vision and creativity and intelligence, just unfair.
He was so special.
2:14 to go. Pressure now from the Spartans. Mason's going to take his time and run a little clock here.
It's going to be a matter of them making free throws. They make free throws, they lock this up. There's Nard on the floor, giving some defensive pressure.
Mikhailuk back to Mason. Inside 2 minutes.
I think Mikhailuk's really earned a lot of playing time now in the Kansas rotation.
Selden's had a dreadful shooting game. Went for the stuff. Can't do that either. Boy, nothing's falling for him. Another scramble on the deck here. Coming away, Michigan State. Trice, long three. Got it!
They needed that. Oh, that was a big three.
Three-point game.
What a big three by a guy that's such a gutty performer. One of my favorites. Oh, she loves it. She loves it. I saw the look in the face of Tom Izzo's wife behind the bench, too. Loopy said that smile when he knocked down that three.
Michigan State, Dick, had missed their last 8 threes before Trice stuck that one.
Trice right there wanted to take the big shot, took that open look, and there he is, knocked that baby down. He squared that body, Dave. He squared that body, had the great follow through. Bam! Bingo! Count the three.
Down it goes.
Count it.
Well, you knew it wasn't going to end like the way it was going, where Michigan State was missing every single shot. You knew eventually it would come down to the last couple of possessions. Seems like it's headed that way.
You know, Dave, the key for Michigan State today, for any Spartan fan, is the fact that they're going to be enthused by one thing. They have not seen yet in this tournament the real Brandon Dawson. We have seen maybe glimpses of it, but I can't emphasize enough how good he is and how he was unbelievable at getting the MVP last year in that tournament, the Big Ten. We have not seen that on a regular basis. So that's encouraging that they can compete without their star being the star.
Well, he's on the floor along with Ballantyne. Kansas has the ball leading by 3 with 90 seconds to go.
That's what 103 temperature will do to a kid. Anyway, here it is. Every possession now is golden. That's what you like, man. Winning time. Here we go. Taking some time off the clock. Who leads the winner? Is it Bill Self? Does he add to his resume? Or does Tom Izzo add to his resume? Is that screen up on top?
Mason floated it up there, intended for trailer, I believe. Fired into the backcourt and out of play. And it's going to be Michigan State basketball.
I love the energy and enthusiasm of Tum Tum. I mean, that kid plays hard. He gives everything he has.
Kansas takes a timeout. 1:04 remaining. And the Spartans will have the basketball after this timeout. 59-56.
Talk about 2 elite programs getting after it physically. You know, obviously, it's not fluid like it will be as the season progresses. Filling in new parts. You look at Kansas without Wiggins, without Embiid. You look at Michigan State without Harris, and without Payne, and without Apley. But they fill it in the parts, and they will get better and better and better. And here you come to the last minute. And I'm telling you, this is true evaluation rather than beating on cupcakes, finding out about your club. For Kansas, they're trying to regroup, especially after that blowout and the humiliation against Kentucky when they shot 19% from the field. Unbelievable. It was a nightmarish performance against a dominant defensive team.
Well, the ACC Big Ten Challenge continues Wednesday. It'll be Duke taking on Wisconsin. 4th-ranked Duke battling number 2 Wisconsin Wednesday on ESPN. All part of the Journey to the Tourney presented by Sonic.
Great matchup in that game. Kaminsky, Okafor. And here it is right now. His possession's big. I want the ball in Valentine's hands. You want your big 3 to make a play. Dawson, Valentine, or Trice.
Under a minute.
Played him tough. Here's where you got this guy's got to operate inside.
Dawson does operate. Follows his own miss. That won't go. Mason with the rebound.
He just has not been able to complete the play. That was a great possession, utilizing your three guys, playing like almost a triangle, and getting the ball inside the Dawson.
They got exactly what they wanted.
That's exactly, except they didn't get the deuce, which is really what they wanted.
Timeout, Bill Self. 32.1 remaining. Well, it's been a dandy. And despite all the missed shots by Michigan State, a very exciting basketball game.
Well, you know, Michigan State right now, they're going to get the ball back, but they got to do a job defensively in this possession. And certainly if you're Kansas, you think about the free throw line, they would like to see Mason at that free throw line because he can shoot free throws. So I think strategically right here, you want to play tough defense. And if you get the ball back, Right now you're in a scenario where you're looking down 3. You can't give them any points in this possession.
A lot of fun to watch here, and you know, at times some very elevated play. Not in every stanza of the game, but for long stretches, some March feel to this thing for sure.
Absolutely, the intensity, the passion. You see some skilled athletes, a lot of talent. Both these clubs, come March, will be top 15 basketball teams. I really believe that. Their coaches have the parts that they can put together.
So a little more than half a minute remaining in Orlando to decide a champion. Kansas with a 3-point advantage. And with the basketball, Selden will put it in from right around midcourt.
He's had a tough night shooting the ball, but he's a key player. He can distribute the basketball.
He's gone 0 for 10 from the field.
Certainly you got to match up inside with Ellis. You got a foul right out front here.
On Costello, 30.7 to play, and it'll be a 1-and-1 for Traylor.
Not really a great shooter, obviously.
Kansas has not been great from the line today. Traylor's 0 for 1. As a team, Kansas 16 for 25.
Free throw line so vital when you come down to the end of the games, like special situations in football. They look pretty good right there, stroking that one.
Up by 4, another one on the way.
Michigan State, if they get this ball back right here, going to run that ball up as quick as they can and look for a quick deuce or an open 3. If you got an open 3, you take it, but you take the quick deuce if you have it too.
The junior from Chicago.
Big 2.
2 for 2.
He made a big 2, so forget the book about shooting free throw. Can't waste time here, man. Got to attack.
Valentine.
Playing with the ball.
Trice. Here's Trice out high.
Playing with the ball too much on the perimeter. Playing with the ball, taking too much time off that clock.
Timeout, Michigan State. Boy, they let a lot of time and never got a shot in the air. 17.6 to go.
Now you're basically taking away the 2. I mean, you got to go real quick, attack the rim, and get a 2. Defense playing extended, trying to break away threes. You take the 2, you foul.
Give Kansas a lot of credit on that possession, too. And they've been doing this since halftime. I think that had to be the point of emphasis, was their defensive pressure from halftime. They've been terrific.
Yeah, they're really doing a great job up here up on top. Extending their defense out front. See, playing with the ball too passive. You're down 5, man. You got to speed it up.
Traylor really keeping Trice from getting off a shot. They had 13 seconds go off the clock without a field goal attempt.
Traylor did a great job. Let's give the kid credit. Stepped in that line in a crucial situation and converted both.
So a look at the reset now. The possession now belongs to Kansas. 17.6 seconds remaining. Our game summary now. Kansas seeking their first win against Michigan State since 2003. Ellis with 17-9 to this point.
They took a rebound away.
They took one away from him.
They took one away from him.
Michigan State, second half, just 8 out of 32 shooting it.
Yeah, that's really a disaster. 25%. 5 Nation. One of the great facilities.
Spartans to get it in. Forbes into the backcourt for Trice.
Wow.
Time running out of Michigan State. Trice again harassed. 9 seconds left, and a foul with 8.7 seconds to go.
You know, great job defensively by Kansas in this whole possession, taking time off that clock with their defense. Their defense forced Michigan State to play with the ball. Tom Izzo on the court.
And Tom Izzo talking with the officials here. And at the time that Tom was looking for a timeout, it was simultaneous. They were calling a foul. He wanted a timeout. That's why he was upset there. And they're going to go with the foul. And that's on Selden. So they go with the foul and no timeout granted. 8.7 to go. Michigan State struggling so mightily to get a shot up here.
Really quiet on the interior by Dawson today has been a difference. He's been very quiet on the inside.
Price with a three. Rebound snatched out of the sky by Selden.
Hot Truck Jayhawk looks like they're going to be celebrating.
He traveled with it there. 3 seconds left.
I mean, you got to...
And now a timeout, Michigan State.
You got to scoop, my friend, if they can pull this out. You got to scoop. So it's been great here working with you, Dave. Had a lot of fun. Some 2 great nights I've been here, night and afternoon, and I've enjoyed being with you, buddy.
Always a treat, Dickie B. You and I will be together for several games coming up this season. Have you seen what you expected out of both of these programs? You came on today talking about this was a big development game for both Kansas and Michigan State.
What I did not see, and I thought I really was anticipating, a dominant performance on the inside by Dawson. I really thought, in fact, Tom Izzo told me before the game, it will be very tough for us to win if Brandon Dawson isn't a star performer. And today he really made the effort. I really think that flu has gotten the best of the kid because I'm telling you, he is much better than what we've seen here in Orlando.
Well, he made only 4 out of 15 shots to this point. He did have 9 rebounds. Price has it go off his fingertips into the backcourt. Backcourt violation, 0.4 remaining. And Kansas can start to celebrate.
Party time in Lawrence. I'll be there Friday for the game against the Florida Gators, who are really searching for a big performance. Billy Donovan's kids.
Well, the possession started with 30.7 on the clock. The first shot went up with 6 seconds left.
Unbelievable. Did not do a good job in the execution at the end of the game here. And these are learning experiences, and these are things you learn from and teach.
Well, they're calling that an inadvertent whistle. So no change on the possession. Michigan State will have it with 0.4 to go. But this game is over. Kansas is going to win here in Orlando. The tournament MVP will be Perry Ellis. It won't go at the buzzer. Once again, a terrific effort by Ellis, the Kansas Jayhawks Jr. And Kansas knocks off Michigan State to win the 2014 Orlando Classic by a final score of 61-56. As good as he was, they really did it with defense.
They did it with great defense. You can see the respect out of both coaches with that handshake. A lot of celebration certainly going to go on in Lawrence. They keep moving on after the disastrous performance against Kentucky. And I think the development of the kids, Steve McCulloch is big for them. I think that kid's development, Ellis deserved the MVP.
Tennessee and Marquette coming up in the 3rd place game here from Orlando. Coming up next, it's the experts coaching legends. For my partner, Dick Vitale, I'm Dave O'Brien as we say so long from Orlando.